Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to another episode of This is K-pop. And in today's episode, we are back with Boys Planet. We promised the last time that after the finale, we're gonna come back together, talk about the final lineup, like what we also kind of like take a look back into what we talked about in the previous episode about our predictions. So, as promised, we are here with Nienke again.
Hello, hello.
And with Mariam, who you also know from the previous episodes.
Hi. I'm here.
So we have this combo today.
It's the big mashup.
Hell yeah. It's the final
Collab of the century.
Yes, the final stage.
Yes. Mariam also got into Boys Planet on the way. So we thought it's going to be fun to be here, the three of us, and talk about what has happened in those 6 episodes, because the last time we were just after the 6 episodes. And
That's
then
crazy.
we have 6 more. Obviously, it's a little difficult, I think, to like really take a look into, I don't know, like 7th episode. Like, I don't remember exactly what happened in every episode.
You
but
don't? You haven't noted every single second?
No,
You're
I am
such a fake
sorry.
fan.
I know. I'm so sorry.
How dare you make a podcast about this then?
I'm not the best host for this, I guess.
No. But the focus of
You
today
are.
is gonna be the finale, yeah. Like that's
I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's the most obviously also exciting part that we really want to rant about.
yeah.
There's one thing I do want to talk about that's like important to me. I'm not taking charge of this podcast.
No, it's fine.
But the signal songs,
yeah.
like the
Yeah.
5 signal songs.
Mhm.
The artist battle.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Artist
yeah, the
Battle.
artist battle is something that we need to talk about. Like, that's a crucial step
And
that
Yes.
maybe we can start with, because that was basically after, when we left off, we were at the 6th episode. In the 7th episode, it was still like performance with like Tomboy.
Oh my God.
We were just after Love Killer, and I remember we were talking about Cuban.
And Jiwoon.
And I was like,
Jiwoon's
we
abs.
were both like, yeah, how did Cuban like win? Because he was a little like,
Oh.
I feel so bad. Like, I'm sorry, but like my perception of him and Eugene changed throughout the program. Like, they were still not in my top 9 picks. Like, there were people that I would, rather see in the group. But of course, it was never that I hated them. Like, I've never hated them. I just thought that maybe they're not really on the same level,
Yeah. This is going to be really controversial, but I really think the reason Jiwoong is in the group is because of his visuals.
You think so?
Yeah. I do think he's really, really talented, but I do think he jumps out of like the rest, like especially also in the beginning, he jumped out of everyone because of his striking visual. And I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I love Jiwoong, and I think he's going to be my bias wrecker, maybe. But I do really think he got like some traction because of his visuals.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is a big factor, but I think also that the majority of his votes were from the beginning because he is known as an BL actor already, and also before that he is in the industry for 6 years now, or 7 years even. So I feel like he was just very known to the public before. And well, personally, I was voting for him because I knew him from like that he is a BL actor, and also that I really liked I really love his voice, like his deep voice when he's singing.
True.
Sign me up. Like, oh my God.
I also think that he's just very like, you cannot miss him, you cannot forget him.
Yeah.
Because he's
very
so,
memorable.
like very
He's
memorable.
there.
He is there, and he is there to show that he is there.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
Backdoor to Love
Love
Killer.
Killer, yeah.
Yeah. I
Like,
think
it was
I swear to God, like if I close my eyes and I go to sleep, the only thing I hear is, "I'm sorry, did I
the
make
main
you anxious?"
for real, same. But it was so surprising also for me that he was in Say My Name, because
Yeah.
it's such a cute song.
I'm so happy he did that.
Me too.
Me
so
too. Like,
happy.
to also
Me too.
see a little bit of a
different
different
side.
side of him. So obviously I was really happy, but it was just so surprising because I saw him like, oh my God, Love Killer, and then
Backdoor.
that Backdoor. So it was like, showing abs and very sexy concept. And now, but I'm totally up for it. Like whatever concept they're gonna have with 081, he's gonna slay.
Yeah, I think so too. He did really well in Say My Name. I think in the behind the scenes you see him like cringe at like having to be cute and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Like
I love that. I don't know. I like that.
like the entire timeline of Jiwoong like entering for the first time and to now, how he grows.
Yeah.
Kind of with Aegyo and accepting Aegyo. I kind of like it.
But don't forget in like the very first episode I think, when he's like,
Oh yeah, it's his signature thing to do right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's always just melting hearts of people.
Actually, we're going in the right order right now because we're now talking about Jiwoong, who's position 8, who was the first to be announced in the top 9.
It was so surprising
That he's 8.
that he
yes.
was 8.
Yeah.
I did not expect that. I was
No.
like 5, maybe.
Yeah, like top 5 for sure. I was also so sure. But I mean, I was just happy that he made it because
same.
I think maybe people just panic voted for other people.
Oh.
Then they just decided not to because they really thought he's safe. So they just stopped.
But this
voting.
is also like the case for Keita and Jay, I feel like, because like I only see people talk about why is Keita not in the group, because he's like the main person, like he's a main rapper and he's like an all-rounder and everything. And I was like, girl, the panic votes honestly ruined that.
Yeah.
Actually, because you remember when Mnet released like just a few people from rankings like before episodes. So I have it written
hated
down.
that.
Me too.
Before episode 8, they showed Keita and Ricky rankings, so they would like
7,
panic
8.
vote. So they would panic vote for like Korean trainees that dropped out of the top 9.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly who was then in the top 9. Like from
Gyuvin and Taeray were out of the top 9. I remember Gyuvin was place 16 and Taeray was place 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how Gyuvin grew so much, it's actually insane, which actually shows like his Korean fan base is really big.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
but he does meet like Korean beauty standards and he's just like, I think he's so funny.
He's so fucking
he
funny.
is the meme of the group. Like he's gonna be
He
the
is.
meme.
Yes, I love that. Like I didn't have anything with Gyuvin first,
No,
but I
same.
this man.
But now
yeah.
I love him. But I have that with Eugene as well. Like I mentioned
Yeah.
before, like I love the final lineup. Of course, I am sad about like Keita not. I was so convinced of Keita being in there, and then when he wasn't, I don't know what you must feel like, but yeah. Park Han-bin, so sad he's not in there.
I am
Absolutely
devastated. I am absolutely devastated.
Like for me, my top 9 was the current top 9, but instead of Eugene and Gyuvin, it would be Park Han-bin and Keita, and that would be my top 9.
Exactly the same. I have exactly the same.
So, but eventually, I was just happy that my top pick made it in.
Yeah.
And I did not. I don't think anyone expected Ricky to be 4. Let's be really real.
No, of
And
course.
I'm on Ryan Gee, so like Ricky fan Twitter, and it was like a collective thing that everyone lost hope once like 6 was Tere. I think that was Tere, right?
No, Tere was. Oh yeah.
Tere was
Yeah.
6. After Tere was announced, and especially after Gunuk was announced at 5, which I'm so
Also
happy he's
a
5.
little surprising. I mean,
Fucking happy with that.
So
Me too.
happy.
He deserved that spot, honestly.
Everyone lost hope. Everyone was like, okay, he's either going to be 9 or he's not going to be in the top 9. And I was like, I don't know. We watched it together.
Oh, that's so
the
cute.
day after. And I was just like, I'm convinced he's not in there. Trying to make myself less sad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ricky 4, what are you talking about? What?
we were like regretting not recording our reactions
Yes,
because.
it was a little crazy.
But wait, okay.
Okay,
so
so-
panic votes before the eliminations, because I also remember before there was something else before the third survival announcement. It was that they would show Park Han-bin and Tere. So Park Han-bin was 10th and Tere was 11th before the final announcement. So that would also make people, and Sang Han-bin was 3rd.
3.
That's also with one of the eliminations. So they just showed it was so strategic. Like the lineup may not be rigged. Like it really was up to the audience. I feel like, okay, this time I feel like, okay, it wasn't, manipulated. But for sure Mnet was still doing everything they could to still put this narrative and like
Shape your opinion.
persuade
absolutely.
people to vote for like producers' picks.
But
Like,
don't forget, not this interim ranking that they showed. They only showed K group, but the intimate ranking before that was only G group members. So they showed Keita and they showed Ricky for the first time being 7, and then he ended up being 8 back then. But that was also something like, why are you only showing Ricky and Keita? There were, I think, some maybe only one other person, because there were not that many G group members left, of course. But yeah, I don't know. There is something that they strategically plan. If we put these now here, then eventually another ranking will come, and then it will result in...
Also, the fact that they showed 20% of the global votes.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. 80% of global votes and 20% of Korean votes.
Yeah.
I thought that was so fucking snaky. Can I put something else on the table, which I think falls kind of in the same street, which I was like the whole thing surrounding like Jelly Pop and Hot Summer, the center, the streaming of the videos between Zhang Hao and Matthew, and Mnet deciding, oh no, we're going to count the views up until 7 a.m. instead of 10 a.m., which meant 3 hours were left out, which meant that all the entirety of like the China streams completely disappeared.
Yeah.
Mnet kind of redeemed themselves by making Zhang Hao the center of Jelly Pop then, but I did not think they were going to do that.
Yeah,
I really think they were going to put Matthew there.
Me too.
I was so convinced, and I think told both of you, like, if Zhang Hao is not gonna be the center, like, we know that
It's
they
because
did
of
that,
Mnet.
not because people really wanted him, like global, like he has a huge global fan base, like especially also in China, and well, we are
Also in the Netherlands. Hi.
Yes. Or like we're right here.
we're right here, Zhang Hao.
And that also said that they saw some fraudulent voting activities from China.
Oh.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
But that was like, people were fact checking, like, okay, but the eventual like percentage of people actually watching from China, like, it's not gonna be that. Yeah, I don't know how to word it, but they were making it a bigger deal than it actually was, basically.
Oh, yeah.
To frame, especially Zhang Hao and Ricky, to be like, you know, if they end up being in top 9, that Korean netizens especially will be like, they are in there. Those 2 Chinese members are in there because of like fraudulent things, activities from China, you know, because that even if, I think Mnet really knew that, okay, Zhang Hao, they couldn't
do anything to make him out of top
but
9.
Ricky, they could still play with it, and I think like Mnet's way of thinking was like, if Ricky ends up making it, because we cannot rig it, you know, then at least we'll make sure that the K-Nets will think that, oh, it's because of...
Yeah, I really hated that as well. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, that was awful. And of course, it scares you, because if your top pick is a G group member, especially like a Chinese member, then... Everyone was so
tough
convinced
out here.
Yeah,
I'm telling y'all, but
it is.
But with the artists battle, I thought it's horrible what they did, that they made everyone out of the also the trainees that were supposed to get eliminated choose the song and practice the song, and then in the middle of them practicing, they announced a survival. There was a survival announcement.
Oh, that was terrible.
And they had to switch teams, and it was like a whole mess. I just hated that. I felt so bad.
Supercharger group was so robbed, was so wronged.
Listen,
I cannot even begin.
The way I turned to Twitter after I saw that episode, and I was ranting, like rambling on Twitter about how extremely unfair that was.
Yeah,
like how no, and also like everything surrounding Wang Jihao.
Yeah,
I do believe this program is less rigged than any other survival show I've seen.
But
some things have happened. I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
100%.
But it just broke my heart, because half of the people that were practicing had to leave the show. Then people who practiced another song, they were kicked out of the group. They had to switch the song, learn from the beginning. Well, not everyone, because some, I feel like they were learning a few choreographies. Good
At the
for
same
them.
time, yeah.
If they're capable of doing that. But yeah, a lot of people had to just switch and like practice. It was like shorter amount of practice, of course, for them. So obviously they could just do a little worse than people who were practicing from the very beginning the song and they could perform it.
Yeah.
But also there was this thing, I listened back to our episode and you said that you think there's going to be like pre-planned fights. And you were like either between the K group member and G group member or both G group members. I can't recall that much, but I remember Sunghan Bin and Matthew with Say My Name.
Oh,
do you remember like the fact that he didn't have the lines that he wanted, and then Hamin was like, well,
you just gotta deal with it.
You have
basically.
to deal with that. Like you cannot, you know.
I never expected Mnet to make Hanbin look so like mean or something, because I feel like
bossy.
Mnet, bossy. I feel like Mnet really wanted to baby Hanbin because it was like, it's the number one and he's so
the
talented. He's
boy.
a perfect boy next door. Like, but I was really surprised when they did that. I did not expect them to. Yeah.
No,
that's
same
true.
for Matthew. I feel like Matthew is also really loved by Mnet. Like he's literally like the producer's pick, you said. So like something leaked like that. So I did not expect them to, because what would they gain? If we were to be in Mnet's shoes, like making them making G group members fight, like for example with the Camden situation and
With
like
Christian.
makes total sense trying to put the Chinese members in bad light. But what was the goal of
What
Matthew
was
and
the reason?
Hamden?
It
What was the
worked
reason?
because Matthew dropped a lot.
That's
Remember,
true.
after that episode, Matthew was 9.
I cannot imagine him being 9.
No.
So it worked. But
Yeah.
I'm like, what was the reason?
I'm
Behind
Also, I do remember, I don't know which episode this was, if it was like during our recording or now, the fight between Ricky and Ma Xingsheng.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
That was also like, once again, putting the Chinese members up to each other. I was really, what song was this? Like,
This was Rush Hour.
oh
This
yeah.
was Rush Hour. But they really did have a lot of like problems among the group. You could even tell from their practices and stuff.
Yeah.
They
They
did not have
Didn't
synergy.
really- yeah, exactly.
But they really put I think it's Sungmin. He was the leader of Rush Hour.
group.
And he was really trying to, you know, bring them together. And then there was Takuto and Hiroto just being there and being sad. But you can see that at least Ricky was trying to, you know, comfort everyone, and he was like kind of confused. He didn't know how to deal with it. And there's this moment where while they are in their like moment of like really, you know, beefing, I guess, that the cameraman comes closer and puts it in, and Ricky like literally looks at the camera and just like looks kind of annoyed and then just looks back. But they literally put the camera like closer once they feel tension, you know?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that Ricky is in the group absolutely baffles me because of the way Mnet treated him during this entire program. Like,
he just gained such a big fan base internationally that no matter how Mnet would try to frame him, as well, he was 4th in the final lineup. So of course now you can really see the power of like people voting for him and really, you know, not turning back from him.
I do have to say that he does have a Korean fan base now, but that was only after do you guys remember that Zhang Hao, Oli, and Ricky and Ryan, they went like to this cafe to celebrate Ollie's birthday.
Oh,
it was so cute.
it was
That's
so
where a profile
cute.
picture from.
Yeah.
That was so sweet. And from that moment, Ricky gained a lot of Korean fans because, of course, there were Koreans there. And he really showed like this other side of him. Because on the show, you only see him as like serious, not laughing, not smiling, not anything. But he has this very soft side to him. So when he showed that, he really,
Gained fans
gained.
from Korean audience.
Yeah, because I see on Pan and stuff that people are like, a lot of Korean netizens were like, he needs to be in the group because of his visual and stuff. Like, okay, whatever. But I don't know. It changed. Like, I think people also forgot that he is Chinese, because I've seen also a lot of like backhanded. I'm seeing a lot of like these backhanded comments of like Koreans of like, oh my god, I almost forgot that Ricky is Chinese. And I'm like, do you mean that in a good way?
Yeah,
Do you mean
what
that in a
does it
bad-
mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, now that they debuted, I see him really smiling a lot and not being scared to be himself. And
I really think
me
that now
happy.
he's in the group, like he's just gonna show another side of him. And of course, I
Yeah.
feel like also with the recording of Boys Planet, some of them were really scared or like restraining themselves for showing certain sides of him or
Yeah.
doing too much. For example, Zhang Hao, he really said, I always think before, like I always thought about what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna do. So I think they were just very aware, especially Zhang Hao and Ricky, since they maybe knew that they can
They
edit
have a
them,
chance.
especially for
Yeah.
like bad editing and
Yeah.
evil editing.
100%.
I mean, the emoji clips worked for Zhang Hao, so
He's so cute.
I really wanted to order them as well. They're so cute, like the
They
little
are.
drop one and the broken
Yes.
heart one.
there's this clip of him, like the clip, like apparently was
over-
off. And
yeah.
where is it? Where is it?
Practice.
During the
Yeah.
live practice, I had to laugh so hard. I was like, girl, like glue it to your head at this
Yeah, at
point.
this
like,
point. No one's gonna take it from you.
But also, I saw Zhang Hao visiting his fan ads, and a fan asked him,
Where did you get the clips?
"Where did you get the clips? Did you get them from China?" And he was like avoiding the question. And someone like asked something towards, like, "Why do you wear the clips?" or
Oh,
something. And he said like, "Oh yeah, to put the hair out of my face." Sweetie, we
What
all know
hair are
it's-
you putting out of your face?
He's
It's
not
just
putting
tiny
hair out of
ass
his, he was like
clips.
putting like one little
One
strand,
strand.
away, and then 5 seconds later it's again in his face again.
Like,
But he really has a lot of hair, like you can see, because he was like, yeah, all of the hairs in my eyes. But he avoided the question. He was like, I just have them.
yeah.
He avoided the
Oh,
question.
I have
Just
so much.
gatekeeping.
He was like, "Girl, no, these are my clips. Don't fucking copy me." Oops, don't copy me.
I found them on AliExpress.
really.
Well,
I think so. Pretty sure you can get them on AliExpress.
Period.
Yeah, I think I
So-
saw people being like, "Oh yeah, I ordered Zhang Hao's
Yeah.
hair clips," and we're like, "Oh, where did you get it from?" Yeah, AliExpress.
I literally saw a TikTok on the bus when I came here. Also, someone ordering the clips, and there were like so many. Also, the little money bag that he gave to Ricky that he put on his shirt. I was so like, that was so cute. And I have so much to say about Zhang Hao and like everything's running there, but let's just follow the order because otherwise I'm gonna
Yeah, it's
rant
okay.
on.
Yes.
But do we have anything to say about the artist battle still?
Over Me Best Song.
Over Me Best
That
Song.
ever
Best
came out of this.
performance. Watch M Countdown also because they won the whole battle.
I showed like my local friends this because I cannot express how extremely obsessed I've become with Boys Planet. Like I cannot actually have a normal conversation with someone. Like my family members, regular friends of mine, I need to mention it somehow, somewhere.
Literally us.
The
yeah.
second, yeah. Oh, thank God, people understand
Bro,
me.
my mom voted for Ricky. And she was like, did your top pick make it? I'm like, I don't know. I'm going to go to Maya's place to watch it now. And she was like, and did he make it? Yes, he did.
Oh
Because
my
of your
God.
vote during the live voting.
I paid my sister €5 to vote for Keita every day.
Oh no.
€5.
Yeah, in like
It's
the
an
last week.
investment.
In the last
Damn.
week and in the live voting. But yeah, it was an investment. I
It was
mean,
an investment.
but I don't want to talk about Keita because I'm honestly going to cry. But
No, bro, he was like my second or third pick. Like he was my bias wrecker.
yeah. Okay, but two of my other faves are in the group. So doesn't matter.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
you're going to be surprised with who it became because I told you I did not like see him a lot. Tere.
Oh,
I'm
he really became
absolutely-
your. But I remember you were saying
Man in Love performance.
It will never leave him alone. He was even singing it yesterday.
Yeah,
at
the commentary.
at the commentary. I
Bro,
mean, I'm living for it.
I
Like,
saw this tweet saying that we got to know more of Tere in this 1
Yes,
hour than
Yeah.
in the whole show.
yeah, for real.
I did not watch. I only saw a little bit of some clips of the live yesterday.
Yeah.
So I did not watch it because I want subs. So I just waited. But I seen a lot of clips and of course what people were saying, and I was
Yeah.
like, actually, do I know Tere? Like I've always had Tere in my top 9 because I love his vocals, and I'm just like, yeah, he's amazing. He would be the perfect vocalist for the top 9. So I always put him there, even though I'm not emotionally invested in him. You know, you always have that pick that you're emotionally attached to, and you just want to see him succeed. And you have that one of like, okay, they need to be in the group because they're so talented, so good.
Yeah.
So I had that with Tere. And then when the top 9 was announced and he was, 6th, and everyone was together, the whole top 9 was announced, and everyone was like being all, especially Gyuvin being so goofy with his chair.
LMAO.
And everyone was hugging each other. And sometimes you see like Tere just like smiling, you know. And then I saw the tweet saying like, "Is Teddy even close to any of these contestants?"
No.
And I was
He
like,
lost,
"True."
like,
He was very close with Junhyun.
Junhyun.
Everyone's so devastated also for...
Junhyun. Me too.
It
Because
breaks my
I am
heart too.
everyone.
Like, I don't even. Let's talk about that later. Like the separation between some
Some
people.
of the... we will talk about it.
Oh,
Yes.
my poor heart.
Maybe final remarks of the artist battle. What was your guys' favorite song after Over Me?
At the
Ooh.
beginning, when the songs were just announced and I didn't know the teams yet, like just before, I was like, all of those songs are trash. I am sorry. I didn't like anything. On Guard was kind of like, I feel like, oh yeah, I think I would like that one. Then, obviously I became obsessed with Over Me after they started practicing, and I listened to it a little more. And after the performance, I'm gone. But actually, I think Switch got my
Yes.
second favorite one.
Me too.
I am tied between Switch and On Guard because I think they're both like, I don't really like Switch's like ending with like the break that is just suddenly like,
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Mario
like this-
Kart
yeah,
break.
it sounds like Mario Kart
I
music.
love it. It's so random.
I love it too. But then I think On Guard is more consistent, and the On Guard team was actually so good. Like
Oh, yeah.
Gunwook was made for On Guard.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like
definitely.
so. I'm a bit tight, but
Love
we all
Gunwook.
got taste.
Yeah,
Say My Name.
Period.
I thought was a bit boring. Like,
I
I
thought it
actually
was like-
it. Like, I think as I said before, it was like I wasn't convinced, but then after the stage and after I listened to it more, I got more and more convinced. And it really depends also on the mood because, well, it's very just cute,
Yeah.
sweet song, bubbly
Yeah.
sounds.
yeah, I'm just not excited by it. But like the performance and everything was great. I just
Yeah.
feel like I've heard a lot of songs that sound like that.
I wanted to say the same thing. I was like, this has been done so many times in K-pop before. It's not that I don't enjoy it.
No,
but I
exactly.
do think it's the concept is getting kind of repetitive. But
Yeah.
it's cute and it belongs in like an artist battle. You need something
Yeah, yeah.
cutesy, you need something sexy, you need something like
Weird.
More
Weird
R&B and weird,
Upbeat,
yeah.
and
energetic.
noisy.
Well, Supercharger.
I okay with this. It's still I think on the bottom. Like I like it the least, but I got also to like it more than from the beginning. It's just very all over the place.
Yeah, it is. But
Yeah.
I just really like the chorus. Like the Supercharger part, I just love that.
Yes.
And the performance was great. You can kind of tell that it was like a group of like everyone that just
Who
came
didn't
last
fit
minute.
from the
Yeah.
previous
Yeah,
ones.
because you got Woongi in there, and
Oh.
Well-
he is perfect.
He killed that.
He did, but I feel like when I think of Woongi, I think of like Say My Name. You know, I think of like
Yeah.
cutesy stuff. So I was that was new for me to see this side of him, and he did so well. I think he did
Yeah.
the best out of all the battles he did. Well, that and Arjunais, he did really well.
Oh
so.
yeah.
Well,
is
he
really nice.
carried
Feel
Feel Special.
special. That is true.
He
that is
sang
true.
the whole chorus by himself.
Literally,
Yeah.
that's what made him
Oh,
back
that's
go
his
into
song.
28. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
period.
From
For real.
Supercharger, well, I just have So On because his voice to me really stands out. Well, obviously he
Yeah.
was my pick, so of course I pay attention to him. But
Yeah.
his voice is just,
Yeah.
just so I don't know, special.
I think Wang Zihao did amazing.
Yes.
And his fan cam got so many views.
Yeah, the
Did you see that?
most in 24
Yeah,
hours.
Zihao has a big fan base in China,
Yeah.
and everyone was really surprised also by, like, I remember, I think it was just Dang Hao and Zihao, they were like the most views from their fan camps, and everyone was like, what Zihao is going on? Like, what's going
Coming
on?
for
How?
Yeah.
This is our real enemy in like fights for, for views and stuff. But yeah, well, he is really talented.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah, he is amazing in terms of like dancing, and like I've seen his videos of like crumping, you know,
Yeah.
and that
Oh,
style he
yeah.
did really well. So I think
Yeah.
that wherever he goes, he has a name for himself,
Yeah.
and he will do well. I hope. I hope he'll still do.
Yeah,
things,
I hope
you
so
know?
too. That's my biggest concern for all the G
Contestants.
group
Yeah.
G
contestants.
group
Like,
especially.
Yeah.
Everything.
what are they gonna do now?
Yeah.
Like Jay,
Oh yeah,
Camden, Keita.
Well,
Kwanri.
Keita, I think Keita will be fine in Cyper.
yeah, true.
I'm
starting to
I
stand
mean, if they
Cypher
properly
now.
promote them,
Yeah, exactly. But I
Yeah.
feel like this was a really big change in the group. Like I really think it got him so much popularity. Also, just for the whole group, especially that he now didn't debut with Zero Base One, and people were like, "Oh, I need to see him more, so I'm gonna stan Cyper to get more." Also, there is already some action taken against the hate that he got. That the company is taking legal action. So I really have a lot of hope that he will be fine.
Yeah, it's just that we're worried about like Rain not giving them comebacks, not giving them anything. And another contestant of Cypher, I forgot his name, but he's also on Fantasy Boys.
Oh,
well, not
yeah,
anymore
yeah.
now, right? I think he's out.
He's out.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I think so. So I'm really scared of like, what if Rain Company sees this and is like, okay, we're not going to properly promote you guys now anymore because you did not do well or whatever. I'm just like scared of that, but that would be so dumb because both members have brought so many popularity to the group now.
Yeah,
So.
exactly.
But yeah, that is a thing that...
And Chen Konjui, I'm also
don't mention him.
Like,
I'm gonna cry.
I said his name and I honestly felt my heart drop like a little.
I am just so happy that Over Me team won and he managed to go to M Countdown and he got his live stage proper, because...
And the fan meet as well.
Yeah, because he said that that's his biggest dream. And I'm just so happy that he managed to do that.
Yeah.
I honestly really have no idea what he's gonna do now.
No.
Also, how
his
bestie.
Yeah, but he broke down when Zhang Hao was won. Did you see? How could you not see that? But like, his reactions were amazing, by the way, because when Ricky won, he was like standing on the chair, like, But I just thought these are besties, and it must be so hard also for being the top 9 or being of the top 18, and seeing your friends like Ungi, like Sowon. Like Zihao, I know Zihao and Ricky were really close, and seeing them leave.
Kanwook and Junyoung.
Yeah, that must also be like from the winner's perspective to be so hard.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you're be happy for yourself, but then you feel. I can imagine them feeling guilty for being happy, because and they're literally in front of each other, the top 9 chairs, and then the stage where the other 9 who didn't make it are like facing each other. So it must be so weird being like happy and then showing your joyous moments to the people who didn't make it,
Why am I almost crying?
No, don't cry. Don't cry.
No, but I'm thinking of like Gunwook just like
thanking
being announced.
Jonghyun.
Yes, and he was like just really happy, and he was walking up the stairs, and he was thanking the audience and his parents and everything, and then he looked at Junyoung, and then he started to cry.
Yeah,
well,
he cried at Junyoung, and Junyoung cried so much too.
Yeah. But them being separated and Chen Konju and Jang Hao being separated.
Honestly, the final
Matthew
survival announcement, like the survival announcement before the finale, it was just too heartbreaking because I lost everyone from my picks basically because someone got eliminated, Seunghwan got eliminated, Kwanjae got eliminated, Haruto elimination was the most devastating for me, even though he wasn't even really in my picks. But I was just so devastated because I was so convinced that he's gonna make it because I felt like he was loved by the audience. He was really talented. He carried Supercharger also performance because of being the leader and having the killing part. So he really stand out in this performance. And then the announcement comes and he's not even, he wasn't even a candidate for the 18th place, I was like, what is going on?
And after that, he couldn't even like give a thank you speech.
No. Yeah. That is so awful.
He was just like yeeted off the program. It was like, okay, the contestants for the last place are being announced. Haruto, you're not going to be shown anymore. You're not going to say goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye. That...
It really hit me.
Yeah, same. Because I feel like he's so talented, but he's not able to show all of his talents. He was only able to show, of course, in all the stages he's been in. But I feel like he also deserved his like moment, He really deserved this like
spotlight.
Yeah, spotlight basically, because he carried so much. He's also an all-rounder. He can sing, he can rap, he can dance so well.
Yeah.
With his flips and everything and his handstand, and Zoom was so robbed with Zoom.
One of the best stages of this entire program.
For real. They got so many views and traction and just I'm mad. Oh, I'm pissed.
Wumutititi.
Oh, he did you see on his Instagram that he was reposting like fans TikToks with doing Wumutititi. It was so cute.
But also Haruto's Instagram, I'm seeing everything. Haruto's whole childhood, his whole life is online. His Instagram is so
his
funny.
Instagram
Have you
got
seen, like,
deactivated.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the Q&A he did on his Instagram
Yeah,
story?
yeah, yeah.
Like all the filters and everything. I swear I almost cried laughing. I was like,
He took a picture of this bug and he's like, this is bloop. I think he called it bloop or something. This is
oh, yeah.
bleep. It was so funny.
It was just like, it was not about Boys Planet, but it was something else. Like, if you don't succeed, I don't remember.
I hope you succeed or something. And then he said like, I'll just succeed somewhere else, or I will make it somewhere else.
Yes. Like,
I don't know.
it was something really sassy with like a glitter effect. And I was like, okay.
Oh, and someone asked him, I thought you were Haruto of Treasure. And then he said, sorry to disappoint. I'm like, girl, you're not disappointing.
You're not
anyway. You're only
disappointing.
making us.
Did you
It's
see?
only better.
Did you see the Haruto from Treasure controversy?
No.
Apparently, he's homophobic.
But I have seen the other side as well.
Yeah,
that it was
I've
taken out
also
of
read,
context.
because it's always translations. He's not Korean, also using some
yeah.
words, but he said on the live something along the lines that boy and boy is weird or like
Oh,
something.
I've seen this. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. Ooh.
Yeah, and then like people started being like, "What?" and then started calling him homophobic and stuff. People like other members start to like stop him because they recognize like, okay, that's not the right thing to say. And then people were like, "Oh, but he was in a drama that also had like a gay couple," so they started defending him. Then something about translation got.
Yeah, so eventually I don't know what to
I
think
really
about
don't
it. My standpoint is like, neutral, but he is basically the polar opposite of Haruto from Boys Planet.
Yeah,
We could just say that.
that is true.
Anyways.
We also know. Oh no! Wait, I'm gonna say this for later. Never mind.
Okay.
Continue.
Yeah,
One last thing. Jonghyun. Oh my god.
Lee Jong Hyun.
Yeah, from Over Me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He grew so much because I
Yeah.
did not notice him at all
Same.
until Over Me.
Yes, and he popped off in Jelly
He
Pop.
did. He was amazing.
His
Or was it-
rap in
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
Me, I was sad.
I saw it.
Also,
sad.
are you the boy stan?
Hmm?
Are you the boy stan? Like,
No.
not really. But he really, like, his rap, his part in Over Me really reminds me of Sonu from but the boys. Like, something about his voice, the way he was rapping, it was
flow.
very similar. Yeah, the
Oh,
flow.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my God.
He's really great because he can also sing really well. So after Over Me, I think that also because of the benefit and for his rap part, I think he really grew. And making him top 18 was something I did not expect.
Yeah.
But I was like,
No,
I'm
yeah.
rooting for you. You're doing great. Like,
Same.
you're
I was like-
showing your talent really well.
Okay. Period.
I could be
Okay.
convinced.
Yeah.
I could be convinced.
Oh, one thing about Over Me, Jay,
Oh, yeah?
the way Mnet like edited his like high note, like no,
Also, the dance.
no, but you seen like the Mnet cut version
Yeah.
and the original cut of like his high note, like his,
Yeah.
I wanted to do it, but I can't sing. But he did not get any screen time.
No,
like,
while he's
during
doing the
that.
high note, they're
Yeah.
showing, I think they're literally showing Kwan Ri. Because I really remember them showing a different member while he was
Yeah.
doing his
I
high notes.
Yeah, I think it was like everyone like doing the
dance.
over-
Yeah, also,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
true.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'm not a Jay fan. I don't dislike him, but I'm also not like, I'm just
yeah.
neutral about him. But I did think that, the way he got like, also how he got away from his main vocal spot in Hot Summer. Like, I thought, okay, at first, I thought Mnet really liked Jay because they
Yeah.
kept showing him. And then I said, wow, the switch up. Like, I did not want Jay to be top 9, but I did think this is kind of sad. And I started feeling really bad for the guy because he was saying his speech and being like, thank you for my family who's always watching along. And I don't know, that hit me. When you understand what they're saying, when they're speaking in English, especially,
Yeah.
it really hit me because he ended up not being top 9 in the interim ranking. And then, of course, the way that the Star Masters were like laughing at him or cutting his high note part, and then him having such a minor role in, eventually Jelly Pop. I was like, damn, it's so much and so little time.
Yeah.
I thought I couldn't help but feel bad for the guy.
Like, for me, it was like Keita was my number one pick, but Jay was my second one. Like, I think I have voted for Jay up until like the one pick voting. And like also seeing the hate he got online, I was delving into Twitter and people were using like acronyms for his name to not like be looked up when they talked about Jay. And I honestly have seen the most horrifying shit. Like, I kid you not, I've never seen someone ever talk about like K-pop idols that way.
Oh my God.
Like almost like death threats. Like it was crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can like people all of a sudden switch up? Yeah, I don't know. I have a lot to say about Jay, and I honestly, my heart kind of hurts for him because the way he was treated in this show, I
do
don't
think
know.
like the boy objectively never did anything wrong. That's why I
Yeah.
don't dislike him. But indeed, the hate that he got was really too far, you know? Like,
Yeah.
Definitely.
what objectively, like the facts, like what did he do?
That
Nothing.
Nothing.
No, but it's at the K-pop stan. K-pop stans are just going too far in general with
Yeah.
hates.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
it's really. How can you even say some stuff that we see online to another person? Like, obviously, I feel like just people feel that they're not directly saying it to this person because it's in the internet, it's on Twitter, they're not gonna see it or whatever. But that's not an excuse. Like, you
No.
just don't say stuff like that to another
Because
person.
once you put that stuff out there, it's only gonna make other people like it's gonna be like a snowball effect, you know?
Yeah.
Like that opinion is only gonna roll and you're only adding fuel to the fire and
Yeah,
it's only gonna get
definitely.
more, you know? So either you contribute to that or you don't, and the best thing is to not do that because what is wrong with you, you know?
Yeah.
So
But I really also
Yeah.
feel like people think they are so funny doing so.
Mhm.
Like they're like, look at me being silly with my friends, making fun of
Yeah.
some K-pop idol because they don't have feelings. They don't have like a personal life and family who's affected by everything
yeah.
you put out online. Where I'm like, think rationally, like be like just a decent human being. But
'Cause
that's all.
I really wonder what you also think of like the Jungwoo situation because he also got switched up on really quickly.
Yeah.
And I have to say that I really liked him and my likeness for him kind of drops because of I remember watching the very first episode. I remember a K group member saying, yeah, G group is not the same as us because our roots are different. And I remember in the moment I was like, ew, why would you say that? Like, what the fuck?
yeah.
I forgot that I did not know because you don't know the members yet, you know? And then I realized later that was Jungwoo saying that. And people were
Yeah.
bringing that up and him like laughing about like Shuebo, about him not understanding Korean and stuff like that. Maybe like these things on their own, it's fine. But people were starting to gather them together and finding out that maybe Jungwoo has like this thing of like superiority feeling over J group members or over maybe Chinese members or whatever because they don't speak Korean. And I was like, okay, this is getting a little too far because I am very protective of like G group members in general. And Mnet is doing already so much of like putting K group and G group against each other. You guys talked about this.
Yeah.
And that it's so unfair and it does not make any sense because eventually they'll come together anyway. It's a battle amongst them all, not G group, K group. I thought Mnet is doing this so much already. Why are the K group members enforcing this, you know?
Yeah.
And maybe this would have slid, you know, maybe they would have let this slide if it was not aired. But saying these things, Mnet is going to look at it and be like, oh my God, let's highlight this because we
Exactly.
think
Yeah.
this. So,
Like over exaggerating every single little bit you can pick out. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Because they made it a scene where Jungwoo said that and actually like make him replaying saying that and putting like text on it. And I think that was really Mnet's way of saying like, yes, we like you because you're, you know, like this. And I hate that so much. And of course, Jungwoo does not deserve have the hate that he ended up getting. Like, he got made fun of for his looks, for all of that. I'm like, come on, be a little bit more reasonable. But I think we can also be rational about, like, okay, Jungwoo, the things you did say, maybe they were blown out of proportion by Mnet's editing, but you are giving them fuel to use this whole K group against G group thing. So that's why I was like, okay, this is not really appropriate.
Yeah,
but
you distance yourself.
Yeah, I just distanced myself from it. But I think a lot of people did that because Jungwoo was so loved, and then
I mean, he was my pick.
Yeah.
After Sewon got eliminated, I was voting for Jungwoo. Like, in the first day that we were supposed to only vote for one person, I was voting for him. And then literally the next day, Mariam is sending me all of those tweets like, yo, apparently Jungwoo was really hated in Korea, and like all this time, like, what is going on? And the thing is that if you're not on the side of Twitter, for example, you can be clueless, because if you don't have people that you follow or like on your timeline that will say bad stuff about it, how sometimes you just can't know about it, So I love him from the whole show, basically. I also didn't really, as you said, maybe it was because it was the first episode, so I didn't acknowledge that it was him saying that. Then the whole thing with the live, for me, it's still really up to the, like, I really cannot tell if he was laughing at this, because it's so out of context, because you cannot tell if he, like, people just assume that he's laughing about what Park Han-bin was saying, even though it may not be on this, because he could talk with someone else next to him, whatever. But it is true that that's why I'm mad about this, because Mnet is evil editing, and it's not only evil editing G groups to look bad, but also K members group to look even better and superior over the G group members. That's why I was like, it really seems very odd of what he said, so I'm not gonna defend him on that one. But also the context is unknown, basically. And I did distance myself from him because of that, because I was like, I cannot tell. I just want to be safe and not maybe support someone who, if he's xenophobic, I don't know, that's also a big word to say. But then whenever he was on the screen, I cannot just get rid of all the feelings that I got really attached to him. So whenever I saw him on the screen when I was still watching the episode, I was still like, oh, Jungwoo, or like, I still like his voice. I still like the way he's dancing, and like he's, so I always caught myself like still thinking about him in some way. As I said, I wasn't really that much of like, oh, he needs to make it to the top 9 anymore. But then apparently he's a very close friend to Keita. They've been friends for years. And they even produced a song last year that they're gonna probably, how do you say that, release soon, because he posted it on his Instagram, and it was from January 2022. So I called myself, oh my god, that's so great, like I want to listen to it, I want to see what's, so I really have mixed feelings, because if he's like, obviously it's not a saying like, oh, he's friends with Keita, so that's fine, because then it's not an issue that he's a G group members offender or like whatever, because it's still where Keita is Japanese. It's all different, of course, but I
didn't know they had a song together.
They teased it on I think it was Jungwoo's Instagram.
Jungwoo posted it on Instagram.
Yes, and I was like, I cried for 3 days straight about Keita. I will show you a video after this recording. I think I've rarely cried this hard in my life.
No.
But like the fact that Jungwoo posted that on Instagram, that made my entire week. I was so happy. I was like, yes.
Yeah, because you get some content. Like, you can look forward to it, because they're probably gonna release it. Yeah.
Because I love Jungwoo as well. I really liked him. But I did also hear from the way people interpreted every like bit, and I'll put them together. And I was also kind of contemplating, like, do I still want him in my delusional top 9? But I kept him in there, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I did eventually.
But I do feel like I do still think that it's disgusting to say, "Oh, he's ugly. Oh, he's that and that." Like, you may not like him. That's fine. And I also understand in all of the span of what he was saying, and like maybe you just don't like him anymore, and that's okay. Yeah. But I feel like that also kind of fueled the hate of people that didn't like him anyway before. Yeah. And that just added to them like, oh yeah, he's so ugly. Like he really doesn't fit in Korean beauty standards and
whatever.
And I feel like people just didn't like him for that reason as well.
But that is like a running problem through the entire show, I feel like, because also Jay also did not match up to Korean beauty standards. And he was like this really American, really kind of guy. And I feel like the global fans really caught on to that and they were like, ooh, okay. But I feel like the Korean voters really only look at like the Korean beauty standard, and that really upsets me.
Yeah, it does. It is because the same for Keita. A lot of people saying he's not fitting
because he's too small.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
That's so awful.
But like, he's literally the same height as Matthew.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's the same height as Matthew.
Yeah.
He always looks so small.
I know, but like, Matthew is also small.
Well, yeah. Especially they put him like
they keep putting
next to Jiwoong and Ricky.
They keep putting him in there. Like who's setting my boy up?
Mnet is setting.
Now wake one.
Now wake one.
Yeah.
Now him up.
Oh well. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like also with like the survival programs, there is this, because there's so many contestants, you need that star boy, that one of like, everyone loves him to make it easier, but we also need one, everyone hates him, to also make that easier. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
And I feel like for now, it was Jungwoo and Jae who was really hated, being like, oh yeah, they're just hated. Okay, you don't have to pay attention to them because there's so many people, you cannot pay attention to all of them. I know that Hui was also...
Oh, yeah.
You know, I did not, I'll be honest, I also did not want him in top 9 because I just thought he would not fit in there. And I just want to see him as a soloist or in Pentagon. Like, they're still active.
Please still continue your career.
I need to see him as a solo artist.
Yes.
Honestly, he has so much potential to just start a career of his own. And I have exactly the same opinion as you.
Yeah. I just don't think he is so talented. He's so amazing. Mm-hmm. Why reduce yourself in a boy group where, well, the idea of these survival boy groups of like these top 9s, you know, they're only temporary and it's kind of to showcase their individual talents also as a group. And then they're going to split up anyway. Why would we want to be like, it just does not
stuck
seem to
for 2.5 years.
I still believe that it was not his
choice.
Idea. I think it was really just Cube making him doing it.
To bring more fame to him. Oh, he's from Pentagon. Oh, pay attention to Pentagon or Cube or whatever it is.
Pentagon obviously already have a fan base and like a lot of popularity. So they would just throw him because it really grabs your attention. It grabbed my attention, obviously, from the beginning. Like, what is he doing here? Like, what is going on?
I was so shook when I was like watching all these videos and I saw Lee Ho-taek. I was like, what? Looking at my best friend. Excuse me?
Like, what are you doing here?
We were still waiting till the final episode for him to say, hey, it was just
I'm a star master.
I was believing in 2 theories. 1, him being a star master. Number 2, either planet passes or the group being expanded to 12.
Oh, yeah.
I really believe that. But I was delusional. I was living in my own delusion to make sure, okay, Keita's going to debut.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm only talking about Keita, but I also mean Tere, I mean Gunwook, Zhang Hao, like these 4.
Bro, same. I love Keita just as much, so I feel you. I feel you. It's just, I think it blew everyone's mind with Keita because he was always the number 1 in global votes.
It's just so surprising that we have no Japanese member in the group.
Yes. I'm really wondering how they're going to do that with promotions and just like, because I feel like the entirety of Japan voted for Keita.
Yeah, I am convinced.
For real.
The whole of Japan voted for Keita, but like, how are they going to get a Japanese audience now? If you look at Girls Planet, you, of course, have, like, Jating. Yeah. She's the Chinese member. And you have Hikaru and Mashiro, who are both Japanese members. They have a demographic like an audience in Japan, Korea, and China now.
Yeah.
How is Zero Base One gonna do that?
They're gonna have a strong Chinese fan base.
Yeah.
And people have argued that China, the market in China is one of the strongest in the world.
Yeah.
So maybe they're trying to make up for the lack of Japanese fan base, Japanese market, to the one to having more in China. But that is also a thing that is kind of controversial because of China's difference in politics and just their censorship compared to, of course, the whole thing of like Korea really values their freedom. So I think that is going to be a very interesting thing, how the Chinese market is going to have an effect on Zero Base One, how the fandom is going to be shaped. But Zero Base One definitely already has such a global fan base, not just because of Matthew, but just in general, like every member has a global fan base. Maybe only Eugene has a weak global fan base.
Yeah.
But I could argue that all of the members have a strong, like, international fan base. So internationally, they're going to do well. And in Korea, they're also going to do well. Japan, China, we'll just have to see. But
yeah, I have the list of like, who was first in like the rankings of just Korean votes and just global votes.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to maybe go to the final top 9, the real top 9.
Yes.
I have it written down here that what we were saying in the previous episode, our realistic top 9 was Sung Han Bin, Jang Hao, Keita, Matthew, Jiwoong, Eugene, Gyubin, Tere, I said Tere, and Gonwook. We were also speculating about Sowon. You were convinced that maybe Sowon will make it.
Yeah.
Also, you mentioned Huitek, and I mentioned Haruto. Because we were like speculating more than 9 people. So we basically got everyone.
Oh my god!
Y'all did not have any thoughts about Ricky?
Except Ricky. Yeah, we didn't.
I
No
was
fault.
really rooting for Ricky, but I was so scared that he was not going to have the Korean traction needed to debut in the group. I was really... Girl, I dressed up as Ricky.
Yeah, that's
To the
right.
finale.
No.
I was delusional. I was like, Ricky's going to be in the group.
But-
and my best friend was like, no, he's not. I don't think he's going
I
to make
was
it.
one of the people who was like, I don't think he's going to make it.
Oh, I was so delusional. I was like, girl, you see him up on
you
that
manifested
stage.
this.
But the thing is that we recorded after the 6th episode and he was still lower. So
Yeah.
when we realistically were thinking, Keita was in top 9 from the beginning
course.
till almost the end. So realistically speaking, we thought that Keita have bigger chances. That's why I feel
Same.
like we just didn't mention Ricky. But obviously within those 6 later episodes,
So
like
much has
halfway,
changed.
a lot of things changed. So
Yeah.
but our predictions
You guys
were
got
pretty
the
good.
top 9 except
And
Keita
we
and
said-
Ricky then.
Nienke said that Jay will be on the brim. He will be switching between 8 and 10,
Yeah.
and that's literally what happened.
That's literally... He was like so close to Eugene.
Yeah. That
Whoa, that was a really, really close call.
I think also I'm not sure if I'm saying this correctly, but place 6, 7, and 8 were so close to each
Yeah,
other.
I remember they were announcing the number of votes, and we're like, that's not a lot more than the previous one. And
Actually,
it kept...
5 till 8. 5 till 9.
5 to 9.
Yeah,
Oh
5
my
till-
god!
Because I remember from 5 Gonuk to Ricky, because of course Ricky, I remember Ricky's ranking. But like the difference between Gonuk and Ricky was like over 100,000, whereas with Gonuk, Tere, Gyubin, Jiwoong, and Eugene, they were all like within the thousands. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
those
crazy.
were really close. The gap only started from 4 onwards.
Yeah.
But imagine like the difference between all these votes. Like take half of that,
Yeah.
because if you have like the live voting as well, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
absolutely crazy.
If we're talking about a difference of like 1,000, then we're talking about 500 people who made the difference between a rank.
Yeah.
that I cannot even. That's
A moment of silence.
yeah, exactly. Oh, okay.
But during the finale, well, maybe what do you think about Jelly Pop and Hot Summer?
Oh, yes.
oh, sorry. Oh,
Go.
Jelly Pop Song of the Year.
Say-
Absolutely.
Period.
In
Period.
love. I've never listen. I became a K-pop stan in 2017, 2018. This is exactly what I wanted. This is what K-pop like is
Needed.
for me.
I've waited for 7 years.
I do not want to bash any people, but this is my own personal opinion. I am not a big fan of Stray Kids' recent music. I really think like I'm kind of over like all the noisy shit. Like, I'm so sorry. Stray Kids makes good music. I'm so sorry. Don't
it's
cancel
fine.
me.
I mean,
But
it's
also,
a
like,
little
the-
different also from
Yeah,
the previous.
But like
Yeah.
what Jelly Pop is as a song, I want that injected in my veins. I
Literally.
absolutely love it. I've seen every fan cam of Shanghao and that short sweater.
Oh,
Don't even
hurry.
get me started. But with Jelly Pop, I also like send it to my friend and like
I'm
because
blushing.
I'm like this has K-popped like not like any other song K-pop for a long time.
Yes.
It's just the essence
Yes.
of K-pop. Everyone
Yes.
listen to Jelly Pop, stream Zhanghao's fan cam. Just check it out because it's just amazing.
the moment between Park Han-bin and Gonu.
The highlight of the song.
Oh, it was amazing.
That is too good.
But I feel so bad because actually when I heard just Jelly Pop and Hot Summer before they chose the teams, I was like, oh my god, Hot Summer is such a great song, and I wanted everyone from my picks like Jiwoong and Dang Ha, and I don't remember who I put there, Jongho by then as well.
Did it? Or not?
Well, he was not really in my picks, so but I was really like focusing on the people that I think like fit the concept.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, Hot Summer. And then the teams got grouped and like everything, and I was like, oh my god, Jelly Pop. Like when they performed it, I was gone.
Listen, I was on the floor. I was seriously laying on
Like
the
Kwan
floor.
Ray when Dang Hao was announced.
Yes.
I have to say, I love both Jelly Pop and Hot Summer.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Hot
me
Summer
too.
is
too.
amazing. When I first listened, I already liked Hot Summer, and Jelly Pop needed to grow on me.
Yeah.
But I agree, Jelly Pop is what K-pop really, especially in boy groups, I've noticed.
Yes.
Because my favorite genre is R&B, so like Over Me is actually 100% the music that I like.
Yeah.
That is 100% like, give it to any boy group, I will love it. I will eat that up, you know?
Yes.
But Jelly Pop is really like, just like, have you heard Fame by Cypher?
Yes.
That's these type
Yeah.
of songs of that, and like Jelly Pop are what K-pop makes K-pop, and that's what the music sounded like in 2017 when we
Yes.
started standing. So to me, it's just like, oh my god, we're going back, because right now the whole trend is of like having 2 or 3 songs mixed in one song of like these change up and these switch ups and this beat drops. I'm like, okay, it's cool, but like, be serious, because do you think I'm gonna listen to this in the bus? You know, like
Yeah.
this is not the type of music I would listen to. But this like happy go lucky electronic sounding music with Jelly Pop and Fame by Cypher, you should definitely listen to that if you have not listened to it before.
Period. Stream Cypher, everyone.
That is the most K-pop ever K-pop
Really?
for real. And I would not be mad if Zero Base One went with a concept like Jelly Pop.
Yeah, definitely. For their debut.
Yeah.
I saw on TikTok the producer of Jelly Pop saying like, oh yeah, I produced this song. People spammed in the comments, please produce for Zero Base One. We want this
Yeah.
kind of music. Please, please, please stick to this group.
The rumor was that he was gonna do that, but he's like, no, I'm not producing the debut
Debut.
of Zero. No. He mentioned it. I sent it to Maya yesterday, so
Please
Yeah,
don't pull a
because-
Kepler.
because
please.
we were actually thinking about, oh yeah, but what if we don't like the music, what if their debut and
Yeah.
it's not really our taste or like whatever,
Yeah.
Then we saw that the producer is gonna do the debut. We were like, I'm like, they're safe, like, oh my god, amazing. And then yesterday yeah, apparently he's not producing it, so
I am really scared because if we look at Kepler,
Yeah.
Wadada was amazing.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I don't understand the Wadada hate, but like after
Me
that
neither.
they really fell off.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
They
true.
recently had a comeback with Giddy, which is it's good. I don't know if you guys heard. You have.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's good, but I feel like Kepler could have been so much bigger and so much better. Like
Yes.
they are not nowhere near to Eyes One.
Eyes one.
Eyes One, 101.
Nowhere near.
No,
Yeah.
no.
So I am a bit scared because now we see Wake 1, how they manage Kepler. I am scared how will Zero Base 1 fare because Zero Base 1 is moving like
Yeah.
At like light speed.
they are so loved and everyone is so waiting for their debut.
Yeah.
They are the most followed like in 6 days. They got
Yeah.
a million
Yeah,
followers.
million followers.
Their likes, their tweets and everything, everyone is like waiting. So I'm just scared because if
Yeah.
the music is not going to be how we want it to be, it's going to be such a waste, I feel.
I really feel like they what I'm personally hoping for is a La Vie en Rose from Eyes One.
Oh, yeah.
Because that, in my opinion, is honestly the best debut that came
La
out
Vie
of
en Rose, yeah.
any survival
So do you
show.
want something like chic and classic or do you want something like Yeah.
I mean, the feeling the song gives. Do you get what I
that's
mean?
so you don't mean the actual song?
No. I don't mean the actual song.
The genre.
But a little bit of the genre and how
Iconic it just is. Just
Yes.
like energetic.
Mm-mm.
energetic.
Oh, energy.
energetic.
I need them to pull an energetic 2.0.
Yes.
I kind
Ooh.
of need that.
But a little bit more of jelly pop in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
Make
good
it-
jelly pop
Make
feeling.
Jelly Pop the energetic of 5th gen.
The jelly popified energetic.
The Jelly Popification of energetic. Well, maybe we
amazing.
need VTech to do the debut.
Oh,
Oh my god. Well, yeah. Actually, it would work.
I'm just saying.
I'm not opposed to this idea.
Me
honestly.
neither. He knows
Just
the
make him the
members.
producer of Zero Base
Yeah.
One music.
It's like
and he's
he
kind
didn't
of
get to
still
debut,
a part of
but
it.
you
Yeah.
can produce.
He knows the members really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
That
has
would-
no one said anything about this? How has no one mentioned
Yeah,
this
right?
before?
We just
Yeah.
created
We're
a new...
so smart.
We're actually onto something.
Now we need to
Girl, we
post
got
it on
something
Twitter.
cooking here.
Wait, let him cook. Let him
Oh,
cook.
let it cook. Who's gonna go with one? My
I
phone is on.
Oh my god! But they have to get WeTech out of Cube.
Yes, they really do.
Okay, I think we're gonna round off here, and we're gonna continue with the rest of the final lineup in the next episode. So stay tuned, and yeah. Just
In the next episode, we're gonna talk about more of the final ranking, our opinion on the name of the group,
yeah.
and just continue this conversation further because we have way too much to tell.
Way too much.
Yep. So see you in the next one.